The missing ingredient to success. Imagine standing at the starting line of a marathon. Your heart is pounding, your mind is filled with excitement, and you're ready to conquer the challenge ahead. The gun goes off, and instead of pacing yourself, you sprint at full speed, fueled by adrenaline and ambition. For the first few minutes, you feel invincible, surging ahead of the competition, but soon, exhaustion sets in. Your muscles burn, your breath becomes labored, and you realize you can't sustain this pace. One by one, runners who conserve their energy pass you by, and you find yourself struggling just to finish the race. This, my friends, is how many people approach success. They start with enthusiasm, full of big dreams and ambitious goals, but fail to maintain the momentum. Initial excitement fades. Challenges arise, and without consistency, their efforts fizzle out. The truth is, success is not about how fast you start, it's about how long you can keep going. The real winners are not those who sprint in the beginning, but those who stay in the race, putting in steady effort day after day, even when no one is watching. Jim Rohn, one of the most influential motivational speakers, emphasized that talent, intelligence, and potential are meaningless without consistency. You can have all the skills in the world, but if you don't show up every day to hone them, they become wasted potential. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. The ability to persist, to show up and do the work, even when you don't feel like it, is what separates those who achieve greatness from those who merely dream about it. This principle is not just about achieving success, it's about sustaining it. How many times have we seen people rise to the top only to fall just as quickly? They had the drive, but they lacked the discipline to maintain their success. True success isn't built overnight. It's a slow and steady climb that requires patience, dedication, and resilience. Today, we'll explore the power of consistency, why it's the foundation of greatness, and how you can develop it in your own life. More importantly, we'll dive into real-life stories, practical strategies, and a step-by-step guide to help you stay committed even when motivation fades. Because motivation is fleeting, it comes and goes like a wave. But consistency? Consistency is the anchor that keeps you moving forward, no matter how rough the waters get. The truth about success. Why consistency matters more than talent. Many people believe that success is reserved for the talented, the lucky, or those born into privilege. However, history tells a different story. Some of the most successful individuals in the world weren't necessarily the smartest or the most gifted, but they were the most consistent. They showed up every single day, did the work, and pushed through obstacles, no matter how difficult things became. Success, in its purest form, the result of relentless effort combined with perseverance. Story 1. The Tale of Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, failed over 10,000 times before achieving success. If he had given up after a few attempts, the world might still be in darkness. When asked about his failures, Edison famously responded, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His unwavering consistency and relentless effort turned his vision into reality. Edison understood that every failure was a stepping stone toward innovation. He didn't see obstacles as stop signs, but as opportunities to learn, adjust, and improve. His story is a testament to the power of persistence and belief in one's vision, no matter how many setbacks arise. Story 2. The Kobe Bryant work ethic. Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, was not just talented, he was obsessed with consistency. He would wake up at a.m. to practice long before his teammates arrived. He believed that every extra hour of work compounded over time, making him unstoppable. Even when he faced injuries, he refused to let them slow him down. His consistency on and off the court made him a legend. Bryant's work ethic was unparalleled. While other players relied on their natural skills, Kobe refined his through countless hours of practice. He didn't just want to be great, he wanted to be the greatest, and he knew that only relentless commitment to his craft would make that possible. He would take hundreds of shots after practice, analyze game footage obsessively, and find ways to push his limits. His story serves as a powerful reminder that success doesn't come from talent alone, it comes from the will to outwork everyone else. Story 3. J.K. Rowling's Perseverance. Before J.K. Rowling became the best-selling author of the Harry Potter series, she faced rejection after rejection. 12 publishers turned her down, but she didn't stop. She kept writing, refining, and pushing forward. If she had given up, millions of readers would have missed out on one of the most beloved book series in history. Rowling's journey was filled with struggles. She was a single mother living on welfare, writing in cafes while her baby slept. She could have given up after the first rejection, but she didn't. She believed in her story, and her persistence eventually paid off. Today, Harry Potter is a global phenomenon, proving that success often lies just beyond the point where most people quit. The common thread: the power of showing up. These stories highlight one fundamental truth: consistency beats talent every time. Edison, Bryant, and Rowling weren't overnight successes. They were people who refused to give up, who chose to show up every single day, even when things got hard. They embraced failure, rejection, and setbacks as part of the process, not as reasons to quit. But how do you cultivate this habit in your own life? How do you build the kind of consistency that turns potential into achievement? In the following sections, we'll break down the science of habit formation, strategies to stay committed, and practical steps to ensure that no matter what challenges come your way, you keep pushing forward. Because in the end, it's not the smartest, the luckiest, or the most gifted who succeed, it's the ones who refuse to stop. The 3 pillars of consistency. 1. Find your why, the emotional fuel behind your actions. Without a compelling reason, consistency becomes a struggle. The most successful people have a deep and personal why that keeps them going when things get tough. Ask yourself, why do you want to succeed? Is it financial freedom, personal growth, or making a difference in the world? The clearer your reason, the stronger your commitment will be. Create a vision board. Visualizing your goals makes them feel more tangible and real. A vision board filled with images of what you want to achieve acts as a daily reminder of what you're working toward. Write a letter to your future self. Describe where you want to be in 5 years. What challenges will you have overcome? What accomplishments will you be proud of? Read this letter every time you feel like giving up. It will remind you of your purpose and reignite your drive. A strong why fuels resilience. When the journey gets tough, and it inevitably will, your why serves as the anchor that keeps you pushing forward. 2. Build accountability, the power of external pressure. Staying consistent is easier when you have someone holding you accountable. Left to our own devices, it's easy to justify skipping a workout, procrastinating on a project, or making excuses for why we're not making progress. Accountability eliminates those excuses. Find an accountability partner. This could be a friend, mentor, or coach who regularly checks in on your progress and encourages you to stay on track. Join a mastermind group. Surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals who are also working toward their goals creates a powerful sense of community and shared motivation. Use public commitment. Announce your goals to a group, whether it's on social media, among friends, or at work. When others know what you're striving for, you feel a stronger sense of responsibility to follow through. Set up rewards and consequences. Attach real incentives to your consistency. Reward yourself when you hit milestones, and set consequences if you fail to meet them. This psychological reinforcement can be a powerful motivator. 3. Master the art of habit formation. Small steps, big results. Success is built on the foundation of daily habits. Rather than trying to make drastic changes overnight, focus on small, repeatable actions that compound over time. Start small. Instead of aiming for perfection, focus on progress. If you want to start exercising, begin with 5 minutes a day. If you want to read more, commit to just 1 page daily. Small steps lead to lasting change. Use habit stacking. Pair new habits with existing ones. If you already drink coffee every morning, use that time to read a motivational quote or journal your goals for the day. Track your progress. Keep a habit tracker to measure your consistency over time. Seeing your progress in tangible form keeps you motivated and accountable. Design your environment for success. Remove obstacles that make it difficult to stay consistent. If you want to eat healthier, keep nutritious snacks within reach. If you want to wake up early, place your alarm across the room. Embrace the 2-day rule. Never let yourself skip a habit for more than 1 day in a row. Missing a single day is understandable. Missing 2 days starts to become a pattern. By mastering these small but significant strategies, consistency becomes second nature. Over time, these habits build momentum, and what once felt like an uphill battle will soon feel effortless. The bottom line: consistency isn't about being perfect, it's about showing up, day after day, even when you don't feel like it. By finding your why, building accountability, and mastering habits, you set yourself up for long-term success. Remember, small steps taken consistently over time lead to massive results. Success is not a sprint, it's a marathon, and those who commit to the long game, who push through obstacles, setbacks, and moments of doubt, are the ones who ultimately win. The choice is yours. Will you be the person who starts strong but burns out? Or will you be the one who stays the course and achieves greatness? Make consistency your superpower and watch as it transforms your life. Overcoming common roadblocks to consistency. Even the most disciplined individuals face challenges when trying to stay consistent. The key to overcoming these obstacles is recognizing them early and applying practical strategies to push through. Let's take a look at 4 of the most common roadblocks to consistency and how to overcome them effectively. 1. Lack of motivation. Discipline over inspiration. Motivation is often romanticized as the driving force behind success. But the truth is, motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes, influenced by mood, circumstances, and external factors. Relying on motivation alone is like depending on the weather to decide if you'll go outside. It's inconsistent at best. How to overcome it? Build discipline. Treat your tasks as non-negotiable commitments rather than optional activities. Use a routine. Establish a daily schedule that integrates your goals into your lifestyle so that they become second nature. Focus on systems, not just goals. Instead of setting vague goals like, "I want to get in shape," create a system where you exercise at the same time every day. Find your why. When motivation fades, your deeper purpose should push you forward. 2. Fear of failure. Reframing setbacks as lessons. Many people avoid consistency because they're afraid of failing. The thought of putting in effort only to see little or no immediate results can be discouraging. However, failure is not the enemy, it's an essential part of growth. How to overcome it? Shift your perspective. See failure as feedback, not a permanent setback. Embrace a growth mindset. Understand that every mistake is a step toward improvement. Set micro goals. Instead of overwhelming yourself with large objectives, break them down into smaller, achievable tasks. Analyze and adjust. If something isn't working, modify your approach rather than giving up entirely. 3. Procrastination. The 2-minute rule and momentum. Procrastination is one of the biggest enemies of consistency. It often happens when tasks feel too large, intimidating, or inconvenient. However, overcoming procrastination is possible with the right approach. How to overcome it? Use the 2-minute rule. Commit to doing an activity for just 2 minutes. Often, getting started is the hardest part, and once you begin, momentum carries you forward. Create deadlines. Even if a task doesn't have a fixed deadline, set one for yourself. Eliminate distractions. Identify what typically pulls your focus away and minimize it. Reward yourself. Associate small achievements with immediate rewards to reinforce good habits. 4. Perfectionism. Progress over perfection. Perfectionism is often disguised as a positive trait, but in reality, it's one of the most damaging mindsets for consistency. It leads to overthinking, excessive delays, and fear of starting because things aren't perfect yet. how to overcome it. Focus on improvement, not perfection. Acknowledge that progress, even if imperfect, is always better than inaction. Adopt the 80% rule. If something is 80% good enough, move forward instead of endlessly tweaking it. Set time limits, allocate a fixed time for tasks, and commit to finishing within that period. Embrace imperfect action. Understand that waiting for the perfect moment is often an excuse for avoiding discomfort. Final thoughts. Consistency is the game changer. Overcoming these roadblocks requires conscious effort and self-awareness. Whether you struggle with motivation, fear failure, procrastinate, or chase perfection, remember that consistency is a skill that can be developed. Small, consistent actions lead to long-term transformation. The goal is not to be perfect every day, but to show up and do your best, even on the hard days. Ultimately, those who persist and remain consistent despite challenges are the ones who achieve true success. So, whenever you find yourself struggling, revisit these strategies, adjust your mindset, and keep moving forward. Your future self will thank you for it. The final lesson: the power of relentless effort. If you take one thing away from this discussion, let it be this: success is not about big leaps, but small, consistent steps taken every day. Every great athlete, entrepreneur, artist, and leader understands that consistency is the glue that holds dreams together. Consistency is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. Many people set goals, but only a fraction of them follow through. Why? Because the excitement of starting something new often wears off when real work begins. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is the ability to show up daily, even when progress feels slow. Consistency creates habits, habits shape identity, and identity determines destiny. If you identify as someone who shows up, who puts in the work, and who refuses to give up, success is inevitable. It may not happen overnight, but it will happen. Embrace the struggle. Growth happens in the hard moments. When you face difficulties, remember this: struggle is part of the process. Every challenge you encounter is a test of your commitment. The most successful people in the world don't avoid struggle. They embrace it. They see obstacles not as barriers, but as stepping stones toward mastery. Instead of fearing hard days, reframe them as opportunities. Every time you push through discomfort, you build resilience. And resilience is what separates those who merely start from those who finish. A commitment to growth, the decision that changes everything. So, are you ready to force yourself to be consistent? Are you prepared to push through the hard days, embrace the struggle, and emerge stronger? The world needs more people like you, individuals who refuse to settle, who commit to growth, and who relentlessly pursue their goals. Making the decision to be consistent isn't a one-time event. It's a daily commitment. Every morning, you have a choice. Will you move closer to your goals, or will you stay stuck in old habits? Consistency is not about perfection, it's about persistence. It's about showing up, even on the days when you feel uninspired. It's about taking the next step, no matter how small, because every step forward compounds over time. The transformation begins today. Make the decision today. Show up, do the work, and watch your life transform. The future is yours to create, one consistent action at a time.